So this video is an ace game in the Creature, which is a German tier 7 tank destroyer. This is currently on the Monster Hunter Urnop, and you can select this tank if you get 550 points in the op. This is one of the last, I think this is level 11, so this is like the last one, so it's either this, the Bellathrone, the Wraith, Inferno, or you can get this. I would probably say Bellathrone or Inferno, probably better tanks, but this is quite fun. This is quite a fun tank. This was actually last year's Halloween Ultimate Season Pass reward tank, so I'm sure a few people have got it, and there's a few videos on this tank already, but I do think it's a fun tank. I've got the ammo swapper, which helps with just to help the sort of putting the damage out. The heat shells, it pens for 180. It's not too great for a tank destroyer, but the HE, it's got 80 more alpha, and you can always splash with the HE. It is the premium HE. It's exactly the same as the standard HE, apart from a bigger splash. I think the silver cost is sort of tens more, so yeah, it's definitely worth just loading up on the premium HE. So we're coming here, see what we can spot out. The Super Hellcat takes a shot to me, and I put a big heat shell into it. Just backing up here, I do feel like artillery might be looking over this way, just for the sort of brawling area, but just want to make the Super Hellcat think I'm going and hide in the bush, so it stays where it is. There's no way I can outspot that, even with the rations activated, so I've decided I'm going to go into the middle, help this tank out here, see what I can do. So make this cross, a little bit risky. I did pre-turn the turret. The turret on this is extremely slow, and since playing this tank a little bit more after this game, I do have the rapid aim skill on the commander, which helps. It does help, so if you do have a commander with rapid aim, I think that's a good crew to put into this tank. But just seeing if I can get any shots across here, and it doesn't look like I can. Got this heavy tank here, it's stopped, so I'm going to try and get a nice lucky fire there. Hopefully it will burn out. It doesn't. Tiger 131 takes the kill instead. This tank doesn't have much gun depression, it has hardly any, but get a nice shot in. And this is the thing with this tank, it does hit hard. The penetration is okay, it's pretty good, but I do use the piece of equipment. I think it's the advanced loader that you can swap the shells freely. I do use that because sometimes there is cases where you just can't pen with the heat, so you switch to the HE. I've been tempted to drop it, just because it's only 80 extra damage on the HE, but yeah, it seems to work quite well with it, so I haven't dropped it yet. Trying to avoid the Tiger 131, don't want to bump it, don't want to push it out into enemy fire. And I do just want to go back up to the top. I was hoping I wasn't going to get spotted down. I was trying to time my move so the building would block me, but unfortunately just get spotted by that light tank. And I'm just checking the team composition there. Whenever there's an artillery in the platoon, I always like to check who it's platooned up with, because it's likely that they're going to be providing supporting fire for their teammates. But we've got this light tank, the French car. Take a shot, miss, obviously, and that's the one big downside of this tank. The shell velocity is quite slow and it is quite inaccurate, so I do find it's kind of, you do need to get quite close range. But then when you do that, the armour doesn't hold up. Take a snapshot, hit, but unfortunately it gets absorbed. And that's the thing with tanks like this that rely on heat. and HE, any sort of spaced armour, you're really going to struggle. Even switching to HE, at least it'll do some damage. But I've noticed that the French light tank is coming up, and this is where the ammo swap is good, because I don't have the alpha on the heat to one-shot this tank, but with the HE I do. Get a nice one-shot on the light tank, so that's where the ammo swap is really good. Otherwise I would have had to fire a heat shell in, probably wouldn't have one-shot it, and it would have done a lot of damage to me. May even have been able to destroy me. But yeah, we managed to swap it and get the kill. It's 7-4. It looks quite promising now. It looks like we've got the middle. It looks like we've sort of got the northeast, although I don't think the northeast was particularly contested. Just trying to aim. Another bounce, unfortunately. Just seeing what TD this is. This is the T25AT. I'm thinking that its front armour is going to really hold those mediums up. So I did think it was worth coming down here and get a shot into its side. And as you can see, the camo's pretty good. We're behind these bushes. We're not spotted. Even when I fire, I'm not spotted. So the camo is quite good. I don't have the advanced camo net, or whatever it's called now. I just have the camouflage expertise, but still pretty good camo. With the artillery, I switched to a HE shell. Looks like I could have just one-shot it with a heat shell, because it looks like I splashed on the gun. Bit of a misplay there, but I'm not too sure if I would have fired the heat, that it would have just been completely blocked by the gun. So at least we've done some damage to it. And I'm just trying to get up this ramp. I thought I was fast enough to sort of go up there, but unfortunately not. So just in the way of this KG, unfortunately. But looking at the health of the enemy tanks there, I'm thinking that the artillery is around here somewhere. I'm just rotating the turret around. There it is. It can't spot me because it doesn't have any vision ports. Load the HE. Just put a shell into the side of it. So it's 4-2 now, so it looks a little bit better. The team did slightly collapse there, but I just want to push up on this flank now. I know I could be easily caught out, but I think both of these tanks now are on one shot. I get one of them. It's quite good to get rid of that tank. I did bounce off it a couple of times. I've loaded up the HE because I intended just splashing this tank, but it presents its loud plate. So I just put a heat shell for it. Get the last kill. So yeah, that was an ace game in Creature. Really good tank. Got 6 kills, 3,700 damage. Tiny little bit of assisted damage. We actually got some detections in there as well. 12 hits, pretty good for a big derp gun like that. Ace tanker, fire for effects. Got the high caliber top gun and the duelist. So yeah, really good tank. It is quite fun. It's one that I do take out regularly now, especially with the ×2 Commander XP on the Halloween tanks. It is a fun tank. Just having a look in the garage here. So yeah, it's 80 more damage on the HE, and I run the advanced loader, reloader, and the gun lane drive. Gun lane drive isn't a piece of equipment that I run particularly often, but with this one I really did notice the difference. I did have vents, so you could, if you really don't like the gun lane drive, put vents on. But yeah, gun lane drive helps with that. It just gets on target quicker. But yeah, that's the review of the Creature. I think it is a good fun tank. I think the Inferno and the Bellathrone are probably better picks if you don't have one of those two. Although the Creature is a good choice for just something a bit different.